Ah, yeah, I'm a total boomer. So how you guys doing this morning? Good to see you all. You know why I did that, right? Because today is the 29th of February. You know what that means? It means you guys have been blessed to get one more day of Black History Month. So that means for 365 days I get to be white. Isn't that awesome? This year was 366. It's weird how that works. And happy birthday, Leaplings. Good to see you all. Hey, Mass, good to see you. Toodly Pip, and of course, Christine, good to see you guys. I hope that you're having a wonderful, wonderful Thursday. So, um, just in honor of Black History Month, I have a special one for all of you guys. Just to honor Black History Month. There you go. This is just for you. Mhm.
Complete like what they think I'm gonna say because most of the time they're wrong, and so just like to let me like finish my thoughts and sentences. Complete like what.
You're welcome. You're welcome. That is for you guys on a leap year. It's so odd though. The leap years always happen on the same as our presidential election. I wonder if that was intentional. Just give it people an extra day or something. I don't know. I don't know. Good to see everybody though. I'm glad you could make it in here. We've got some pretty interesting news for you. Of course, the Supreme Court has decided to consider. uh, Here, I'll show you. That's much easier just to pull up the news article there for you. So, Supreme Court on Wednesday agreed to decide whether former President Trump can be prosecuted on charges he interfered with the 2020 election, calling into question whether his case could go to trial before the November election. While the court set a course for a quick resolution, it maintained a hold on preparations. Sorry, I misread that. For a trial focused on Trump's effort to overturn his election loss, the court will hear arguments in late April with a decision likely no later than the end of June. That timetable is much faster than usual, but assuming the justices deny Trump's immunity bid, it's not clear whether the trial can be scheduled and concluded before the November election. Early voting in some states will begin in September. She's been blackened for I got you. Before, you think? Sorry. The court's decision to intervene in a second major Trump case term, along with the dispute over whether he's barred from being president again because his actions followed the 2020 election, underscores the direct role of justices will have in the outcome of the election. Of course, Trump's lawyers have sought to put off the trial until after the election. Well, of course you would, because then you could ask for, you could do presidential immunity on yourself. I mean, that would make sense. Of course, I think that would be a really shitty thing to do, but it would be funny. Good morning, lovely rabbit. Yeah, I was muted. I'm sorry. It happens. Thank you. That's good to see you, Rabbit. I hope that you're having a wonderful morning. In the end, the timing of a possible trial could come down to how quickly justices rule. They have shown they can act fast, issuing a decision in Watergate Tape's case in 74, just 16 days after hearing arguments. The decision in Bush versus Gore came the day after arguments in 2000. Taking up the legally untested question now, the justices have created a scenario of uncertainty that special counsel Jack Smith had sought to avoid when he first asked the High Court in December to immediately intervene. In his latest court filing, Smith had suggested arguments a full month earlier than the late April timeframe. Trump wrote on Truth Social that legal scholars are extremely thankful the court stepped in to decide on immunity. Presidents will always be concerned, and even if paralyzed, by the prospect of wrongful prosecution or retaliation after they leave office. The Smith spokesperson declined to comment. So the trial date, already postponed once by Trump's immunity appeal, is of a paramount importance to both sides. Prosecutors are looking to bring Trump to trial this year, while defense lawyers have been seeking delays in his criminal cases. Sure. Oh, thank you. Yes, please do remember to change that from live chat to top chat and top chat to live chat, and just swap it all around, ring the bell, smash the button, hit the thumbs up, and maybe today earn your subscription. You never know. Oh, by the way, for members, I will be opening. I just need to play around with it a little more, but I need to get my Discord, which Eris has been so kind to get set up for me and walk me through some of the finer details of me being a total screw up with it. So that'll be opening up. Um, Possibly this weekend. I'll get that opened up so that you guys can have a little bit more access to the Discord. Hooray, hooray! It'll be good stuff. So whenever that does happen, you'll have to ask for permission. Let her know that who you are. That I brought you guys in. And like I said, I'll get that sent out this weekend, possibly this weekend, something like that. Maybe Friday morning or something like that. Yeah, I do. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing one in the morning because demolition starts tomorrow morning. So tonight I'll probably be relocating my whole office to a different place, just because there'll be workers walking in and out and around and stuff like that. So I'm going to have to reimagine my office setup, and I don't know if there will be a show in the morning. So just want to let you guys know ahead of time. No, nothing's written in stone. I may just end up being may end up doing, like a show up on somebody else's show. We'll see how things work out. You never know. You never know with me. Whenever you've got all this other stuff going on, which reminds me, I need to find a damn standing desk is what I need to do. And I'm still not sure if I'm going to just build one, build the top floor one. We'll see. So many things to do, so little time. Ah, so trial date, something like that. Dismiss it or potentially seek to part. Oh, there we go. If Trump were to be elected with a case pending, he could presumably use his authority as head of the executive branch to order the Justice Department to dismiss it, or could potentially seek a pardon himself. Though the Supreme Court filing did not explicitly mention the upcoming November election or Trump's status as the Republican primary frontrunner, prosecutors described the case as having unique national importance, and they said that delay in the resolution of these charges threatens to frustrate the public interest in a speedy and fair verdict. Trump's lawyers have cast the prosecution in partisan terms, telling the justices that a months-long criminal trial of President Trump at the height of election season will radically disrupt President Trump's ability to campaign against President Biden, which appears to be the whole point of the special counsel's persistent demands for expedition. The court said in an unsigned statement that it will consider whether, and if so, to what extent does a former president enjoy presidential immunity from criminal prosecution for conduct alleged to involve acts during his tenure in office. The only problem that they're going to run into is they keep saying it was an insurrection, except nobody's ever been charged in an insurrection. Isn't that really weird? Harris is setting up a Discord monopoly. Watch your kneecap, Shizzy. I love it. I love it. So here's a real question. What kind of pardons do you think Dementia Man is handing out? Definitely Hunter. Yeah, do you think there might be some immunity things he tries to throw in there? We just arrest people that are accusing him of doing certain things, or maybe the whole Biden family doing certain things might be getting arrested, and they're going to try him. And was it real? Was it fake? Was it me, or is it Memorex? I don't know. That becomes the weird part about all of the shenanigans that you see going on with the Justice Department, and they've been doing. The Department of Justice feels that it's appropriate or highly appropriate to do some really shady shit. What can you say? Other than, well, fuck. I guess you guys are, just gonna have to grin and bear it. it's just grab your knees, grab your ankles, and there you go. No, but I do think, Brandon, that Eris is pretty damned awesome. She's been very kind to get it set up and walk me through a little bit of the stuff last night, because I was curious how the privacy and locking up and all that kind of stuff works. So I should have it up and all of it up and running here. I'm gonna play around with it. It just sounds perverted, but yeah, I'm gonna play around with it for a little bit and make sure that it's up and running. And I've got probably I'll throw some bots in there to make sure I can do what I'm supposed to do with it. Maybe log in with a different account just to make sure that it's working. Or I guess I'd have to create a second account, but I hate doing that. I hate having multiple accounts to test out stuff. So the president is the root power of the government. He can pardon serial killers and crackheads, which is what makes all these cases facially absurd. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if Biden wasn't such a chicken shit and scared, and the whole Democrat Party not running scared, they would have not gone after Trump. But you can tell that they are extremely scared of that man, and their fear is showing. Oh my God, is it showing? You can see it. You can see it in their eyes whenever they talk about him. It's like this seething hate panic that the president cannot pardon state cases, though. I don't know. I never learned that in civics. I pretty much thought he could pardon anybody, but of course the state can still go against that and prosecute anyway. I guess federal stuff they can. So he handles federal. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right. It took me a while to think about that. Absolutely. The Supreme Court has previously held that presidents are immune from civil liability for official acts, and Trump's lawyers have for months argued that protection should be extended to criminal prosecution as well. Lower courts have so far rejected Trump's novel claim that former presidents enjoy absolute immunity for actions that fall within their official job duties. A panel of appellate judges in Washington ruled earlier February that U.S. District Court Tanya Chutkan, who would preside over the election interference trial, was right to say that the case could proceed and Trump could be prosecuted for actions undertaken while in the White House in the run-up to January 6, 2021, when a mob of his supporters stormed the U.S. Capitol. What about the mob of supporters that stormed the U.S. Capitol in 2016? Which makes me wonder why they're also worried about Trump becoming president of the United States here in the UK. What I don't understand why they would be worried about him becoming president in the United Kingdom, a different country. I don't know. What, they think he's going to bring about World War III or something? Because it seems to me that during his presidency there was no new war started, and that he had plans to pull out of Afghanistan, which of course Biden followed through on that, and miserably, of course, just immediately said, yeah, this is the date we're going to pull everyone out. You don't do that. You do that nice and easy, and then you pull everyone the hell out of there and go really damn quick before anybody knows that you were even there. The issue reached the High Court because the appeals court refused to grant the delay that Trump had sought. Well, that's because they're using the courts against a political opponent. The case is separate from the High Court's consideration of Trump's appeal to remain on the presidential ballot, despite attempts to kick him off because of his efforts following election loss in 2020. During arguments on February 8th, the court seemed likely to side with Trump. A decision could come at any time. It could even come today. The High Court will also hear an appeal in April from one or more of the 1,200 people charged in the Capitol riot. So wait, now they're calling it a riot? I thought they called it an insurrection. Oh, that's right. Nobody's been charged with an insurrection. Yeah, this is why they're prioritizing New York now that Fanny is completely fucked. And that was definitely a pun. Yeah. Not waste a Sunday. That girl she got screwed. The election interference case in Washington is one of 4 prosecutions Trump faces if as he seeks to reclaim the White House. Of those, the only one with a trial date that seems poised to hold in his state's case is in New York, where he's charged with falsifying business records in connection with hush money payments to a porn actor. Like I said, what does this have to do with anything? Oh, that case is set for trial on March 25th, and a judge this month signaled his determination to press ahead. Well, I'm sure you pressed ahead on that. A separate case charging him with illegally hoarding classified records is set for trial on May 20th, but a pivotal hearing on Friday seems likely to result in a delay. No date has been set on a separate state case in Atlanta charging him with scheming to subvert that state's 2020 election. No shit. Exiled Missouri lawmaker blocked from running for governor as Democrat. I love this. I love this. She looks a little pissy. Jefferson City, Missouri Democrats Tuesday blocked a blacklisted state lawmaker from running for governor as a Democrat. Democrat Party on Tuesday refused to accept the filing fee from Representative Sarah Unsicker, who was exiled after social media posts last year showed her with a man cited by the Anti-Defamation League as a Holocaust denier. Yeah, Democrats kicked her out of the caucus in December. Having been removed from the Democrat caucus by your peers, the Missouri Democrat Party does not wish to associate with you as a candidate. The party's lawyer James Paul wrote in a letter to her. Unsicker could run for Missouri governor as a libertarian or Republican if those parties would accept her. They could also run as an independent, but would need to gather 10,000 voter signature by July 29th. The AP sent a text to Unsicker on Tuesday seeking comment. Unsicker was prepared to challenge House Minority Leader Crystal Quaid. This sounds like a porn star, Crystal Quaid. For the Democratic gubernatorial nomination, the seat will be open because Republican Governor Mike Parson is barred by term limits from seeking re-election. Republicans who control all of Missouri's statewide elected offices are highly favored to win the Missouri governorship. Isn't that wonderful? Well, good luck to you, Missouri. I hope that you can stay nice and warm in this cold environment because it is bitterly cold. No, I'm not going to talk about that one. I do have another one if it shows. Yeah, I think I could show this. Doesn't look like there's any music to it. Now, if you want to have some fun, this is the kind of fun that you need to have. So this is the kind of fun you need to have right here. I just want to watch them collide. Guys need to learn to fly like Superman.
Everything's hot, it's running, the engines are screaming at you, and the flag drops, and it's just you absolutely go for it. And it is that whoosh, and then it bites in, that power's there, and you're just absolutely going for it.
The closest analogy would be that dream of flying where you can walk, run and step and then go wherever your mind is taking you. And yes, the world of Marvel superheroes and DC Comics, they have created that dream but with CGI, and we've got the closest I think anybody's ever got to delivering that for real.
Only 80 miles an hour, that seems pretty weak. A 1,500 horsepower and it can only reach speeds of 80 miles an hour. That's no fun. I mean, if you think about it, an actual jet engine is going to take you a hell of a lot faster than that. That means they're doing something wrong. Because, you know, what these people weigh, 90 extra pounds maybe altogether. So, you know, you take a 100-pound man or 200-pound man, whatever, and then you put some jets on them. How fast do you think that son buck's gonna go? We're gonna go pretty damn fast. While there was one crash, well, he bit it. That's why you wear a helmet or a full body suit. I mean, that looks like fun as hell. Let's see. So, well, Trump wants all countries to pay their dues for being part of the United Nations, NATO, United Nations wants. So, I think it's NATO. It's 2% of your of your gross domestic product. Is supposed to be spent on the on defense. 2%. That's not bad. That's sort of pretty damn fair. And they should place two of those racers 300 feet apart, giving them lances, and recreate a modern day knighting tournament. Yes, Mass, that would be awesome. It's going to feel much more than 80 miles per hour in the air like that. Yeah, well, it's like make your face peel. I mean, jeez. I mean, motorcycles go faster than that. You can get a motorcycle hitting speeds of over 200 miles an hour if you're doing it, and you're wearing much less gear than these guys are, and you got water, not pavement. Yeah, still, it'd be fun. It'd be fun to do. That would be a blast to do something like that. Let's see. We've got. Oh, I also this is pretty cool. It looks like McConnell's exit as Senate leader now means new uncertainty as GOP falls in line with Trump. Well, how can they fall in line with Trump? He's not president. He's just a candidate. He could totally lose the rest of the states. I mean, you've got Nikki Haley out there just grinding like crazy. Like, what do you think? Do you think she drops out after Super Tuesday? You think she's vying to become his vice presidential candidate? Good luck. There's too many people that do not like her. So, long before Senator Mitch McConnell surprised colleagues Wednesday announcing he would step down as the Republican leader this fall, he knew the time had come. Hard-right Republican senators aligned with Donald Trump wanting to oust him. Trump was easily becoming the party's frontrunner for a do-over election with President Joe Biden, and having largely recovered from his health of a devastating fall last year, McConnell was back on his game. I don't think so. He was just constantly, all you hear is that sound of what was it at the end of the night is the after the final credits rolled before they would shut down all broadcasting, you get this beep. That was it. That was him right there. That's that constant beep. Unbelievable that he stayed around as long as he did. In assembling top aides in January to disclose his intentions ahead of his 82nd birthday, McConnell told them that he had just one more priority to secure: supplemental aid for Ukraine as it battles Russia. Well, geez, man. Believe me, I know the politics within my party this particular moment in time, McConnell said in a speech delivered midday Wednesday from the Senate floor. His voice cracking at times, he said that's why he's worked so hard to see the national security aid pass the Senate this month, insisting America's global leadership is essential. Beep. Yeah, it's just pretty bad. I have my faults. Misunderstanding politics is not one of them. Oh, right. Sure, you never had any problems. McConnell's departure leaves the Senate, the Republican Party itself, and at an uncertain crossroads days before a Super Tuesday presidential primary elections when Trump is expected to sweep up more states in his march to the Republican Party nomination. Trump's ascent proved to be almost untenable political situation for McConnell. The two men have not spoken since December 2020 when McConnell declared that Biden had legally won that year's election. McConnell lashed out at the defeated president after the January 6, 2020 attack on the Capitol, calling Trump morally responsible for the bloody siege. He has not yet endorsed Trump for president in 2024. I would think. What is this? Nah, McConnell wants to be part of stopping Trump from becoming POTUS. Yeah, that's exactly what he was. He has no interest in supporting. Like the House, where Republicans ousted Kevin McCarthy as Speaker in fall, the latest is a growing list of GOP speakers sent prematurely to the exits. No, they just weren't sent soon enough. The Senate is now following suit in the Trump era, essentially leaving the long-serving McConnell with few options but to decide for himself. It was time to go. I think it'll be great because I think Trump will win. We have a leader who can work well with the next Republican president, said J.D. Vance of Ohio. Ohio. There was a time when few senators would dare criticize McConnell, a Ronald Reagan era Republican first elected in 84, who now controls a vast political operation that can make break elections. Yeah, time ran out. In fact, a majority of Republican senators still back McConnell's leadership, many heaping praise on the tack-turn strategist who secured the Trump tax cuts in 2017 and led Senate confirmation, 3 justices to the Supreme Court, tilting its balance towards conservatives. But behind closed doors, Republican senators gave McConnell a standing ovation during a private luncheon. Even some of McConnell's biggest critics praised him after he spoke. Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson said it was a poignant moment. Senator Marco Rubio, Little Rubio, and said he thinks McConnell could have won another term if he sought one. He acknowledged the historical political shift underway in the GOP. Basically, that it's time to start bending over and kissing your ass goodbye. I think the Republican Party is going through a pretty dramatic transition, sort of like a teenage boy on puberty blockers. And that's obviously playing out in the halls of Congress as well. It's probably the same thing. Good morning, Eris. Good to see you. I have been saying wonderful, nice things about you all morning and how great you are. This is a good development. My question is, why wait so long, said Senator Josh Hawley. Hawley in November is a long time away. We need new leadership now. But it's highly unclear who will replace McConnell when he steps aside. As a trio of Republican senators in leadership roles known as the Three Johns. Christ, why would you do this to yourself? Why? Why? Don't you know any better? Why would you call yourselves the Three Johns? I mean, do you realize the connotation it has to sex workers? I'm just saying. Okay, Eris was absolutely horrible. She tortured me for hours. She put a ball gag on me, beat me profusely about the neck. Is that better? Yes, please don't call yourselves the Three Johns. Really, that is just wrong and bad. Don't do this. The number 2 Republican, John Thune of South Dakota, whipped John Cornyn of Texas. That's funny. And John Barrasso of Wyoming have been vying for the job behind the scenes. Don't call yourselves the Three Johns. The Thune told reporters that obviously McConnell's departure leaves big shoes to fill. Well, not really, because, if I'm not mistaken, isn't McConnell the one with, no, that's Lindsey Graham with little ladybugs. But that's now is the time to reflect on his service and honor him for that, and we'll go from there. Barrasso said he'll be talking to fellow senators and listen to what they have to say about the direction they want to take. And there could be other challengers. Rick Scott of Florida, a millionaire former governor who had challenged McConnell for the top job last time, could also run again. Said he was focused on his own reelect in the fall, but we will see what happens. The longest serving Senate leader, McConnell, helmed his party in both the majority and minority and has not tipped his hand on whom he wants to replace him. Leadership elections typically take place in November after the national elections, but with new leaders taking the helm with the new Congress in January. Seen as a steely strategist who keeps his cards close to his vest, well, I'm sure that's it. McConnell blindsided even allies with his sudden announcement. Senator Cynthia Loomis of Wyoming said she learned about 15 seconds before it happened, sitting in a chamber cloakroom when another colleague showed her the news on his phone. Lost in the development is the fate of Ukraine aid, and the frontline troops run short of supplies to fight the Russian invasion, but they're winning so gloriously. Over in Ukraine, they only have, this whole time they've only lost 31,000 troops. That's it. That's all they've lost. And Russians have lost in the hundreds of thousands of troops. I mean, so they seem to be doing pretty good with short supplies. I mean, I would say, shit, what's the point? Well, you don't need our help. You got this one. I mean, at this rate, you guys will have it won by next winter. McConnell secured Senate passage of the $95 billion national security supplemental for Ukraine. Israel and Indo-Pacific allies, an overwhelming partisan vote, a capstone in his long career. If that's his capstone, that is a shitty capstone to have. But Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson refuses for now to reach across the aisle to Democrats to pass it, as he should. Johnson delivered his own tribute in a statement and said McConnell's legacy will endure for generations, as long as those generations are still around to enjoy it or endure it. House Democrat leader Hakeem Jeffries said he was confident McConnell would work to ensure that the national security bill gets over the legislative finish line. For some time, McConnell's team has been in talks with Trump's campaign about a possible endorsement for the former president as the two seek to bridge their differences and unite the Republican Party ahead of the November elections. Well, fucking good luck. McConnell believes senators will need to align with the top of the ticket, likely Trump, if they hope to win enough seats to take majority control of the Senate. While McConnell said he would endorse the eventual nominee, he remains the highest GOP leader in Congress who has yet to endorse Trump. Hooray, hooray, hooray. When asked if this is the end of an era for his wing of the GOP, which, if you think about his wing of the GOP, has basically been rhino. Retiring Utah Senator Mitt Romney, another rhino, once the Republican Party's presidential nominee himself, the wing of the party that I represent is so small, it's the size of a Tyrannosaurus Rex leg arm. So Associated Press writer Kevin Freaking, God, why can't you just, I would change my name. My name is Kevin Freaking. Freaking, really? Your name is Freaking. Contributed to the story. Congratulations on your name. It is freaking hilarious. Turtle sigh. He'll stay in his shell until he has no choice but to speak. Exactly. If he can speak by that time. And of course, we got some more election stuff. Got to get some of this stuff out of the way really quick before I just, I blast it because it's just too damn funny. In Chicago, Cook County judge ruled Illinois State Board of Elections must take former President Trump's name off the state's March 19th primary ballot Wednesday, but she placed her order on hold until Friday to allow an appeal. Tracy Porter issued a decision after a group of voters trying to remove Trump's name from the primary ballot over the January 6th, and they keep saying January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. How about the federal government get their hands out of this bullshit? They can't help it. Sued to counter the election board unanimous reflection of its efforts, the 5 voters argued Trump is ineligible to hold office because he encouraged and did little to stop the Capitol riot. So he did little to stop anything that was going on for I don't know how many months, after George Floyd and Black Lives Matter and Antifa and all these assholes decided to burn down cities. He didn't do a whole much there either. The only thing that he did is sent troops to to protect some federal buildings, and that pretty much surrounded the buildings as people threw firebombs at it. But they don't talk about that. Yeah, you're so tired of this false narrative about the January 6th. Exactly. And they can't make up their minds about it. Was it insurrection? Was it a riot? Was it an attack? I mean, come on, make up your fucking minds. What is it, people? Because, here's the thing. If Trump would not have run for this presidential bid, do you think they would still be going after him 9 ways to Sunday? Hell no. They wouldn't give two shits. They would not be even paying any attention to it. I don't recall Trump getting on national TV and telling people that there might need to be blood in the streets. Nope. But I do remember some Democrat politicians that were happy to push that narrative, get in their face. Remember that house lady? What was her name? Maxine Waters, Maxwell's dumbass, whatever. Yeah, I just remember her saying, you need to get up in their faces. You need to do what you can to stop them. Don't let them have an inch. Well, whenever you have that kind of talk, it sounds to me like you're pushing for a fight. I don't recall telling Trump, telling the Electoral College not to certify the votes on as the people wished. Yep, that was one of the things that he said. Porter, in her 36-page ruling, wrote the petition by a group of voters should have been granted because they admit the burden of the election board decision was clearly erroneous. This is a historic victory, said Ron Fine, or Feen, or whatever his name is. He's legal director of Free Speech for the People, counsel leading the case. If I look up this guy, or if I look up this group right here, Free Speech for the People, let's do a little search and see what kind of people these are. It says Free Speech for People is a leading force in the country defending our Constitution and fulfilling the promise of political equality. There you go. Holy crap. They're also 501c3. Yeah. Let's read a little bit about these people right here. Let's see. It says, yeah, it looks like they're just for one group right here. Sounds to me like visit their press page. Let's visit their press page. 14.33 campaign. 14.3 campaign. Okay. Let's see. And let's see. 14th Amendment plan to disqualify Trump, against Trump, against Trump, against Trump. Activists who disqualified Trump. Trump preserve our presidency. We must bar insurrections from the ballot. Democrat secretaries water on push. So every single thing that I'm seeing just looks to me like they're anti-Trump. I mean, it looks like their whole purpose is to be anti-Trump. Hey, Three Beers, what is up? Good to see you. Glad you could make it in, man. Really awesome. Beers of the man single-handedly assisted me on the diet I didn't know I needed or wanted. That is awesome. I would imagine King Charles is happy with Harry staying in America. Eris wants me. I know what you're saying. It wasn't, but it looks like you're saying wants me. She might just want you. You never know. You got to be careful. Eris, she takes what she wants. Oh yeah. So this little group, this Free Speech for the People, this is their little 13 or 14.3 campaign. 14.3 campaign. We're in a voice of the wilderness. The group's fighting to keep Trump off the ballot. How Trump got disqualified. Illinois hearing against Trump. Marine bars Trump. Maine bars Trump. Why the 14th Amendment is Trump. ABC is Trump. 5 things to know about the 14th Amendment. About Trump. Allies. MAGA. Trump. Trump. So this is their points. So they're getting quoted in all of these little magazines about Trump, and that's all they seem to be about. So it's really hard to understand why this little group right here, which is so anti-Trump, the free speech for the people, is given this degree of power. I mean, it looks shady. AP, maybe stop getting these people to make comments. Stop giving them win, and maybe just report the news, because all this is just people pushing a narrative and then regurgitating the same narrative over and over and over again. If you want to learn about propaganda, well, this reeks of propaganda. AP, how about get your head out of your ass and report the news? Fuck me. Trump campaign spokesman Stephen Chung issued a statement saying an activist Democrat judge in Illinois summarily overruled the state's Board of Elections and contradicted earlier decisions from dozens of other state and federal jurisdictions. This is an unconstitutional ruling that we will quickly appeal. Porter said her order would be put on hold if Supreme Court's ruling is ultimately inconsistent with hers. Good Lord Almighty. But here we go. Look at this. A former member of Germany's, here, we'll just pull this one up here because I've already got it pulled up. And that way I can close this and close that. Yeah, that one gets closed. That one gets closed. And that one gets closed. And that one gets closed. Oh, man, I'm just knocking these things out. He could have dual citizenship, you believe. True. Harry won't want to give up his royal connections, so it's very doubtful that he would ever want to become a U.S. citizen. No, it'd be easier for him to, go back to Canada, and have oh, that's right. Canada's a little too socialist for him. Eek. Former member of Germany's Red Army faction has been arrested after 30 years, or almost 30 years in hiding. So, has it been 30 years? Something like that. Former member, 30 years. Former member of disbanded left-wing military army Red faction group who is accused of participating in a string of robberies has been arrested after more than 30 years on the run, Germany authorities said Tuesday. Daniela Kletz, 65, was arrested in an apartment in Berlin on Monday afternoon. Investigators said they were led to her by a tip they received in November from the public, but wouldn't give details. I guess it's Kletti, who had a foreign passport under a different name, put up no resistance. The head of Lower Saxony State Criminal Police Office, Frederic Vifres, told reporters she was identified with the help of fingerprints. A search of the apartment later turned up 2 magazines and ammunition that would fit a handgun, but no weapon, DeFries said. Clit is, I'm just going to say Clit. Her name looks like Clit. Right here, sorry. Clit is one of 3 former Red Army faction members whom police have been seeking for years. She, Ernst Volker Staub, and Burkhard Garweg have been linked to 12 robberies in northern Germany between 1999 and 2016, as well as attempted Red. Authorities suspect the motive of the robberies was to finance their lives underground rather than anything political. De Vries said there was a second arrest on Tuesday, but the man's identity remains unclear. Clit was taken in the northern town of Verden, where the judge ordered her kept in custody pending a possible indictment over 6 robberies between 1999 and 2016, most of them at the end of that period. Clit hasn't yet responded to the case against her, but didn't dispute her identity. Prosecutors Clemens Edinburgh said at the news conference in Hanover. His office's investigation didn't cover any alleged terror offenses related to her membership of the Red Army faction. The Red Army faction emerged from German student protests against the Vietnam War. 93 Vietnam War happened in the 60s, 70s, and here they are in the 90s. Okay. Emerged from German student protests against Vietnam War, the group launched a violent campaign against what members considered U.S. imperialism and capitalist oppression of workers. The organization killed 34 people and injured hundreds. It declared itself disbanded in 1998. Investigators said they don't know yet where Clit has been in recent years, whether she was even in Germany or how long she's been in the apartment in Berlin. We've been asking ourselves for many, many years how one succeeds in living underground for 30 years. Of course, we were hoping for answers when we get back to talking to Miss Clit, which naturally we hope. The trio of the former Red Army members, faction members, were put on Europol's Europe's Most Wanted list in 2020. In mid-February, investigators made a new appeal for information on a popular television crime program. This success shows very clearly that no matter how far the past actions are, the perpetrators can never feel secure, said a Lower Saxony's Justice Minister, Catherine Homan. What was her name? Because it sounds like you're saying Clit. She just needs to get married or change her last name. Well, it could be Clit. I don't know. It could be Clit, could be Clevitt, could be, could be Spud. I could be, maybe the K is silent. Who knows? It could be Letty or Latte. Who knows? I don't speak German, man. So it could be anything. It sounds better in German. Rot Amy Fraction. Good Lord, thank you. Your mainstream media hates Harry and Meghan, but can't stop talking about them. Oh, of course. That's how people feel about the royals. It's like, are they interesting? Are they fun to tease and taunt? I mean, you've got some really, really strange people. Oh, let's see. Is this true? Richard Lewis, who recently starred on Curb Your Enthusiasm, died at 76. Oh, that sucks. Richard Lewis, an acclaimed comedian known for exploring his neurosis in a frantic stream of conscious diatribe while dressed all in black, leading to his nickname Prince of Pain. He died at 76. Man, sorry to hear that. Lewis, who is revealed to have been diagnosed with Parkinson's in 2023, died at his home in Los Angeles on Tuesday night after suffering a heart attack. Oh, that sucks. Regular performer in nightclubs and late night for decades, Lewis also played Marty Gold, a romantic co-lead opposite of Jamie Lee Curtis in the ABC series Anything But Love, and the reliably neurotic Prince John in Mel Brooks' Robin Hood Men in Tights. Oh, that's right. He reintroduced himself to the new generation opposite Larry David and HBO's Curb Your Enthusiasm. Richard and I were born 3 days apart in the same hospital, and for most of my life, he's been like a brother to me, David said in a statement. We had a rare combination of being the funniest person, also the sweetest, but today he made me sob, and for that, I will never forgive him. Aww. Comedy Central named Lewis one of the top 50 stand-up comedians of all time, and he earned the berth of GQ magazine list of 20th century's most influential humorists. He lent his humor for charity causes, including Comedy Relief, Comedy Gives Back. Watching his stand-up is like sitting on a very funny and often dark therapy session. The Philadelphia City paper called him the Jimi Hendrix of monologists. Okay. Mel Brooks once said he may be the Franz Kafka of modern-day comedy. Comedians took to social media Wednesday to share their thoughts, including Albert Brooks, who called Lewis a brilliantly funny man who will be missed by all. The world needed him now more than ever. On X, formerly Twitter. Why don't they just say on X? Other tributes came from Bette Midler, Michael McKean, Paul Feig, who called Lewis one of the funniest people on the planet. Following his graduation from Ohio State University in 1969, the New York-born Lewis began his stand-up career, honing his craft on the circuit with other contemporaries also starting out like Jay Leno, Freddie Prinze, and Billy Crystal. He recalled Rodney Dangerfield hiring him for $75 to fill in at his New York club, Dangerfield's. I had a lot of great friends early on who believed in me, and I had pretty iconic people who really helped me, told me to keep working on my material, and I never looked back. I'm paranoid about everything in my life. Even at home on my stationary bike, I have a rear view mirror, which I'm not thrilled about. This morning, I tried to go to bed, but I couldn't sleep. I counted sheep, but I only counted 6 of them, and they had hip replacements. Unlike contemporary Robin Williams, Lewis allowed audiences into his world and melancholy, pouring his torment and pain onto the stage. Fans favorably compared him to the groundbreaking comedian Lenny Bruce. I take great pains to not be mean-spirited, he told Palm Beach Post in 2007. I don't like to take real handicaps, but that people have to overcome with no hope in sight, I steer clear of that. It's not funny to me. Tragedy is funny to other humorists, but it's not to me unless you can make a point that's helpful. Singer Billy Joel said he was referring to Lewis when he sang In My Life of an old friend who bought a ticket to the West Coast and now gives them a stand-up routine in LA. In '89 at Carnegie Hall, he appeared with 6 feet of yellow legal sheets filled with material and taped together for a 2.5-hour set that led to 2 standing ovations. That night was the highlight of my career, he told Washington Post in 2020. Lewis told GQ his signature look came incidentally, saying his obsession with dressing in black came from watching the television western Have Gun, Will Travel with a cowboy all in black when he was a kid. He also popularized the term from hell, as in the date from hell or the job from hell. That came out of my brain one day and just kept repeating it a lot for some reason. Same thing with the black clothes. I just felt really comfortable from the early 80s on and never wore anything else and never looked back. After getting sober from drugs and alcohol in 94, Lewis put out in his 2008 memoir, The Other Great Depression, a collection of fearless essay-style riffs on his life and revelations from hell. This would be Richard Lewis that passed away. He was in 1300 Pennsylvania. Our mainstream media can't stand Trump, and it's all they talk about. Today, 5 people died in a house fire. Trump's been removed from the ballot. Exactly. That's why I'm talking about other things besides the election at this point. Give you guys a little bit of a break. Shite. I've got to do something here in about 5 minutes, so I'm going to have to step away, but I'll give you guys some music. I just have to do something super quick because I'm a slacker. Lewis was the youngest of 3 siblings. His brother's older than him by 6 years and his sister by 9. His father died young. His mother had emotional problems. And so this is Lewis right here. Of course, he was on with Larry David, I think is what his name is. So yeah, he was survived by his wife, Joyce Lapinski. So it's, poor guy. If you're wondering what Richard Lewis looks like, that's Richard Lewis right there. And I'm sure that once you see him as he's younger, you would realize who he was. Yeah, he will be missed. You don't have to like his comedy, but you have to respect that guy did a lot of really, really good comedic parts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys just a little bit of music. I've got to take care of something super fast, and I will be right back, like within 5 minutes. So keep yourselves entertained, chat, because I'm sorry about that, but I do have to get this. What I can do is maybe let me see if I can pull up a video file and give you something entertaining. I know what I can do. I can pull up one of my shorts here. How's that? Something that will give you a little bit of time to watch, not a short, but a video. I've got a good video for you guys and see how much you enjoy it. Where is it? Yes, this is the one I want you guys to see. This will give you a good amount of time, and it'll have a little bit of music to it, and you get to watch some true talent here. So give me just a second. Present, share screen. You're going to enjoy this one here. Share this for you and enjoy. I'll be right back. Oh yeah. Yeah, so this was good to see you guys. Hey, how's it going, MG? Whew, that's some good exercise. Man, oh man. Out of breath. And I actually managed to get myself some more coffee before this ended. So this is a lady in Italy that they hand paint their own dishes and everything. So what they do is they put this they do a couple of burns on it. So they do their initial kiln making the pottery, and then they put this another white coat on there and do a short burn, I believe is what it is, or a short firing. And then what they'll do is they'll come back using different chemicals, like cobalt and things like that. They'll change the different colors, and and they'll do these things and hand paint each one of them, and then they'll fire them up again. So this is just her doing her painting portion of it, like filling these in, and it was pretty damn cool to watch how fast that she's able to work and do these, just like she'll do every other one of them, all done by hand. Has a nice little like resting place for her. It's pretty damn cool. Yeah, even people who are TDS can even see this political hit jobs, and if they're smart, they would think about this very carefully, that this could also happen to their guy. I mean, that's the dangerous part about it. So it gets crazy. Let's see what we all got going on here. MG's heading off for court, driving into the city. Hey, humans, good to see you, Farrell. Good to see you. And Broken Baker. Hey, flopping starfish. And of course, Wolfram. Yeah, see, Baker knows what's going on. Yes. You've got a steady hand. Yeah, you have to have a very steady hand for that, and been doing. And she even said she's not the best one there. Like, I believe it's her shop, but there's her. I think it's cousin works at that shop also, and her cousin is like really good. I mean, look at this, just doing the rim of it. And like I said, this whole thing is sped up. This probably was about 45 minutes, and I did cut some stuff out of there because she would stop and converse with us. So she was really, really fun to watch. Yeah, if you can see the plate right next to her, that's what it looks like whenever it's all done. So the colors, once they get heated, this is the colors that come out of it. It does these little florets and things like that inside there. Different colors layered on top. Just amazing how good she is at all of this. Yeah, she was impressive to watch. Two little dots, and then works her way down, and just steady hands. And there you go. you can find that on my channel. That's one of my videos that I've put together, so I don't ever have to worry about getting in trouble for that one, which is amazing. But you know what is happening today? Just for all you fine folks, you know, all 13 of you guys that are currently in here. Today is the last day of Black History Month. So for the next 365 days, I get to be white. It's pretty cool. It's pretty damn cool. View tab StreamYard. There we go. Add this one to stage. So also today, Biden and Trump try to work immigration to their political advantage during their trips to Texas. Oh, isn't that wonderful? President Joe Biden and his likely Republican challenger, Donald Trump, both head to U.S.-Mexico border in Texas on Thursday in a sign of how central immigration has become the 2024 election and how much both candidates want to use it to their advantage. Well, Trump has always spoken about the border. Biden wants to speak more about Ukraine. Go figure. Each has chosen an optimal location from which to underscore his respective points. Biden, who wants to spotlight how Republicans tanked bipartisan border security deal on Trump's orders. But that's not true. How about the Republican Party did not think that sending all this money to Ukraine was a good idea? And they did that of their own free will. He'll go to the Rio Grande Valley city of Brownsville for 9 years. This was the busiest corridor for legal crossings, but illegal crossings there have dropped sharply in recent months. Trump, for his part, wants to continue his attacks on Biden and keep up his dialed-up rhetoric after saying, so it seems really weird the way that they frame this. So if you change these two words around, maybe you change these two parties around, if you wanted to say, for example, Trump, who wants to spotlight how Democrats tanked a bipartisan border security deal on Biden's orders, will go to another location. And for 9 years, that was the busiest corridor of illegal crossings, but illegal crossings there have dropped sharply in recent months. If you switch the names around, it really changes perspective. And especially if you say Biden, for his part, wants to continue his attacks on Trump and keep up his dialed-up rhetoric after saying that migrants were poisoning the blood of Americans. He will do so from Brownsville, roughly 325 miles north of Eagles Pass, in the corridor that's currently seeing the largest numbers of crossing. Biden is expected to speak from a state park that has become a Democrat symbol of defiance against the federal government's immigration enforcement practices. See, you change the words around and see how that sort of rolls off the tongue and sounds more realistic. In other words, the split screen moment couldn't possibly be more split, and each candidate is asking voters to side with his approach to immigration. Among voters' worries about the nation's broken immigration system are both rising on both sides of the political divide, which could be especially problematic for Biden. According to an AP NORC poll in January, who gives a two shits about a poll, the number of people who are illegally crossing the U.S. border has been rising for years for complicated reasons that include climate change. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. I'm sorry. If it was including climate change, wouldn't it be that It's amazing that Jose shows up weighing more than whenever he left his impoverished country. You would think those thousands of miles of walking would sort of wear you out. Maybe, possibly. Just saying. Biden completely blew border security. Really bad stuff everywhere. Absolutely. The administration's approach has been to pair crackdowns at the border with increasing legal pathways. So that's the thing, is none of this stuff is true. They keep pushing these lies as if they're real. Trump and Republicans claim Biden is refusing to act, but absent law change from Congress, any major policies are likely to be challenged or held up in a court. No, not true. Not true. Yes, Lynn, it is intentional. Trump this week said Biden was copying him by heading to the border, although the White House insisted the president's trip was quietly in the works before Trump's visit was announced. Yeah, sure. Just like his trip to Palestine. Isn't that where he was supposed to be going? Palestine, Ohio, or Idaho, or whatever. Wasn't he supposed to go visit there? Like, he didn't show up there whenever all the bad stuff was happening. He shows up later and, where's my ice cream and small child to sniff? Jesus Christ, what am I doing? Where am I? Thank you, Seattle, dude. Mr. President, you're in Ohio. Thank you, Idaho. Pressure. Good Lord. I finally found a way to get him down to the border, said Trump, who is making immigration a centerpiece of his campaign. We'll let it out that we're going on Thursday, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, he's announcing he's going. Unlike Trump, Biden has made few trips to the border. He's made one trip his entire time that he's been in politics. One trip. And that was to El Paso. Biden has made no trips to the border, except for last year. The debate over immigration in Washington has shifted further to the right. Democrats have become increasingly eager to embrace border restrictions now that migrants are sleeping in police stations and airplane hangars in major cities. During bipartisan talks on the immigration deal that would have toughened access for migrants, Biden himself said he'd be willing to shut down the border right now should the deal pass. There is something I wanted to show you guys just to put this a little bit into perspective here. Where is it? Oh yeah. This one. And yeah, we got this one right here, and we've got this one right here. Yes. Where is it? There it is. Pause this. So this might put into perspective a little bit of this, just so you guys can see. Just so you guys can see this little piece of information right here. This is always fun. Of course, this might get me in trouble, but I don't give two shits. So here we go.
Tonight, some people who live in this neighborhood voiced their anger and frustration at a community meeting with state officials about this emergency shelter that's opening its doors. Neighbors feel like they had no say in this process, and officials had no answers for them either.
Wait. Can we kindly have a little bit of decorum in the room?
No, this is my neighborhood.
Fuming neighbors.
Now, think about this. These people right here are going, we've voted for this, and now this sucks.
Who called 4 Point Home grilled state officials about the 80 migrants who will call 24 Farnsworth Street a temporary home.
Nice, huh? They get their own, nice carpet, nice bedding, some couches, some
The
chairs.
office space owned by the Unitarian Universalist Association will be turned into the latest overflow shelter.
How is it a done deal when you cannot answer these questions?
Safety and security, location, and facilities topping the concerns.
You said this is real. How are you going to ensure we're safe?
So we get no say as residents of the town, residents of the city, neighbors.
I would like to see.
Well, you're supposed to love thy neighbor. There you go. You're supposed to love thy neighbor. So Fort Point residents express concern over their emergency migrant shelter moving into the neighborhood. Well, good luck. This is what you get.
A little bit more compassion. That's my point of view. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, you should have a little more compassion. That's my point of view.
Neighbors like Brian Curley say the community didn't have a voice before the decision was made.
I think there's a lot of angry residents here who feel the same way I do, that this was being forced on us.
General Scott Rice, who's overseeing the state's strange shelter system, vowed security for families living in the shelter and
Really? Huh. Good luck. Ain't loving to no one.
neighbors in the community.
Our track record has been very good. We've had very, very, very few incidents.
Really? Had very, very few incidences. Really? One incident is more than enough. Wouldn't you think? One incident could be just enough.
United Way is the nonprofit that will run the shelter. Neighbors voiced their concerns to them about no showers on site and a plan to bus migrants to local Ys for services. Though United Way says there will be at least 6 bathrooms in the space.
We certainly would not put anybody in a space that has anything unsafe for them.
And while some are ready to welcome shelter residents with open arms,
this is a great idea. Smart.
Cool. Then why don't you open up your college dorm room to, a family of like 5? How's that? And then tell me how you feel.
I think it should happen more often.
Where is the compassion for the veterans who fought for their country and have mental health issues and shit for health care? Nah, let's care for illegals who do nothing for the country. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this guy's fine with, hey, that's fine. Yeah, bring them in. Except whenever they're in your neighborhood, then you're just like, well, what the hell do we do?
some are still frustrated at the lack of information.
There was a lot of questions tonight. There were not a lot of answers.
State officials say there'll be another meeting on Friday where they hope to have more answers for the community.
Well, you would think you would have the answers beforehand, to a lot of this fuckery. But of course, that would just be too much to ask. That'd be well too much to ask. And, like I said, so one incident, and this is pretty freaking heartbreaking. Just, be prepared, because this may trigger you just a slight bit if you want to talk about compassion for the immigrant community, the illegal immigrants that are coming into the country. You want to have a little compassion for them. So, here's here in the great state of Georgia, we had a young lady that was brutally attacked and deleted. And this is Athens Clark response, the mayor, the response to how he feels about that one incident. We've had a few incidences, they're far and few in between, but here you go.
Humanity is the expectation of human dignity. While 2019 was not that long ago, you might remember the dynamic we were living in the late teens in this country, where you had the President of the United States speaking in the most vile terms.
So this is his response to a young lady, an Athens resident that was going to college at UGA. This is his response to her brutal attack and deletion. Welcome, Doc Daddy. Good to see you.
About people who were foreign born. And you had that notion metastasizing in places like Charlottesville.
This is an invasion. When I was younger, I was a criminal. And you know what I thought about doing? Crossing the border to Mexico to get away from my crimes.
Son, I'm going to ask you to leave.
Jesus Christ, He saved me, and I no longer live that lawless life, which you do.
Son, I'm going to ask you to leave.
You are lawless, Mr. Mayor.
I'll be glad to schedule some time with you if you'd like some individual time.
Yeah, I'd like to spend some time with you.
Let's do that, but I need to continue. Sorry.
I'm with
So
three
are you going
people.
to
I have
rescind
a
the
question.
resolution? Is that still in place? Does that give the impression this is a Secretary City?
What?
No, you can't call it that under Georgia law?
What we wish to do is dignify everybody's humanity. There's nothing in that
No,
resolution
no,
that
that's not
creates.
the law. You took an oath to uphold the law, not your feelings or nor your opinion.
Chief,
That's what you're upholding. No, sir. You're talking BS to us right now.
I need to answer one question at a time.
Yeah.
Right here, sir. Alex
I'm going to continue my answer from a moment ago, and then I'll get it.
You called me a white supremacist in your resolution.
Well,
that was not nice.
Yeah. Woman gets deleted. He turns it into a political stance. What a jerk. Yeah. Welcome, Vol. Good to see you, brother. Glad you could make it in. Wow. Yes. Asking him to leave because he can't handle the truth. I mean, he is being a little bit loud. I understand why he's being a little bit loud. Because this guy's giving bullshit because of a young lady on campus was grabbed up in a wooded area and beat to death and sexually assaulted. Think about that. Oh, it's just an instance. Yes, it's an instance that could have been avoided. This guy was one here illegally, had been arrested already once. He was on probation, and then he was arrested again for breaking that probation, and he was in jail, and they released him. And then he did this.
To me was
What we wish to do.
This is America still.
What we wish to do
Okay. All right.
is to understand.
Talking if you'll call upon me so I can answer questions.
Is to understand that those families that are here came here under less than ideal circumstances. I've outlined my desire for better federal legislation that would standardize the immigration process. We've not been living in that environment. I mentioned I was a career educator. I've worked with a lot of students and their families in this community. And the practical reality is that those families tend to be blended amongst a variety of immigration statuses. We want to create a stable environment for people in our communities. And when that community is disrupted by hate or vitriol.
Well, that was somebody on a camera phone, more than likely. That's why he's having such a hard time doing it.
That's not a safe environment for their school children and their families to live in.
Called righteous indignation, sir.
Yeah. So in case you're wondering why that becomes a little bit important. Why it became really important is that this young lady right here, she was the one that was Laken Riley, that was attacked and brutally murdered and violated. Not necessarily in that order. So basically he's saying this guy, I'll show you what he looks like, that this guy mattered a little bit more than her. It was very important for him. This guy right here, it was important for him to be out on bail, to do as he would with her. So that was more important. That was more important to Athens Clark, that this guy be treated fairly. He is arrested for armed robbery, aggravated battery, first-degree rape, and aggravated assault. Federal ICE detainer was issued for Angel Matias Castellano Orellano as well. The arrest came as a result of two separate investigations last week. Kenner developed he was suspected in first-degree rape and aggravated assault. Detectives applied for and executed arrest warrants and working with federal authorities. Yeah, this is a different one, but hey, it's wonderful that people like this are allowed to do as they will. Here's another one. Here, we'll just keep bringing up these people right here. Nielsen Noel Trio Gondos unlawfully present a 25-year-old Salvadorian national on October 7th, 2022. Department of Justice immigration judge in Newark, New Jersey ordered Trio Gondos removal from the United States. He was arrested in a 2-year-old Jeremy Poyas Caracas. Amazing, isn't it? These folks just don't care. So these few incidences are okay. These few instances are okay. They don't seem to mind too much that these people are doing horrible things, and Border Patrol wants to do nothing about it. In Athens, Georgia, they don't seem to give two shits about her either. It becomes more important to talk about all of the horrible things that Trump did. Here, let's show up, some more wonderful news for these people right here. Building a better Bay Area. Well, let's see what they have to say.
Since 2016, San Francisco has banned city employees from working with or in 30 states that defy the values of the city. But the ban ended up hurting San Francisco more than the other way around. And last year, that ban ended. ABC 7 News reporter Leanne Melendez is.
Do you know what that ban was? Do you guys remember this? Do you remember this? How back in 2016, and they were promoting this really big back in 2016, whenever Trump was elected, with anybody that was supporting these non-sanctuary cities, states that were like, we're not supporting the sanctuary city stuff. Travel ban that some places had. Yeah. People, it was the whole just watch it.
It's here with a look at how it cost San Francisco dearly. Leanne?
Well, while that ban was finally lifted, what we discovered is that there are multiple other codes and conditions related to doing business with San Francisco. This is only a partial list of what is required, and we only printed 25 pages of a very, very long document. One supervisor told us this is why it takes so long to get anything done in the city.
By now, you've probably heard of the infamous Noe Valley public toilet and how San Francisco was ready to dish out $1.7 million for its construction, rather than pay for a much cheaper modular model from a company in Nevada. Here's why San Francisco.
Awesome. Yeah. Isn't it just great that they've got this idea of how things are supposed to go? And whenever it comes down to it, they're just like, holy crap, we can't understand why, these things don't quite work. Well, this is kind of crap that actually happens whenever people do dumb shit.
I love this shit.
Welcome, MG.
What's up?
How you doing, brother?
Nothing. I was getting a little livid listening to that that girl in Athens. I would have had a hard time not beating the hell out of that mayor.
Exactly.
It's his fault. It's his damn policies. And then you have New York, who let the guy go so quickly that ICE couldn't even register that he was there and had been arrested.
Right.
These bastards they're killing people and they don't care.
No.
Why would they care? And these people are not coming from Mexico. They're coming from Central and South America, and they have no right to come here and claim asylum.
Nope. They should be claiming asylum on their bordering countries. As
soon as when they come into Mexico, that is the first safe nation they come to. They are required by international law to claim asylum there. They can't wait till they get here to do it. And we should be turning every one of them back, regardless of who they are or what their problem is. Go back.
Go back. Exactly.
Sorry.
And of
let
course,
Mexico deal with the asylum claims.
But see, here's what Biden wants to do. He wants to make sure that we process these people more efficiently. That's what that's what he wants
processing
to spend
needed.
on.
Send their asses back. Come through the designated checkpoints. You come across anywhere that's not a designated checkpoint and an entry point, you get turned back. I don't care who you are, what your problem is. We don't need to process you. You simply get turned away. Come through the point of entry, and we'll process you.
And it seems to me that these people are being bussed across Mexico.
They are being helped along the way, funded by these international people like George Soros and these international organizations. They're being funded, fed, clothed. They're giving transportation all through Mexico.
They have to be. There's no way you're going to.
Because there's no way they're walking.
No.
2,000-3,000 miles across Mexico, which has got let's see, the freaking Rockies go down. Rocky Mountains go down into Mexico. Mm-hmm. There's no way they're marching 2,000-3,000 miles across Mexico with no help.
No,
it's not happening.
It's not happening.
This is not the damn Bering Land Strait. After the last ice age, and the people are coming across
and coming
straight Alaska and ice
and coming across weighing more than whenever they started. Because like, good Lord, these people look better well fed than I do and clothed than I do. It's like, you gotta be kidding me.
It's ridiculous.
And
unfortunately, we can't hold that son. They can't hold that son of a bitch responsible.
Nope.
The mayor, it's his damn and then because I'll have a little compassion. Oh, fuck him.
Exactly.
The thing is, I don't want it to happen to anybody, but maybe one of his family members needs to have that happen to them.
Yes.
Every one of these politicians that are pushing for this need to have some of this shit. It never happens to them and their families.
No. Whenever it hits home, then all of a sudden their ideas change.
Well, yeah, they want the cheap labor that keeps wages down and that harms the lower class. There are certain groups that they claim to care about, but for the last 60 years, the Great Society, they've held them down and have put them on a different plantation.
Exactly.
And they have to have this labor come in and keep wages down because they can't let people move up and out.
Exactly.
They have to say, we give you this handout here and this handout here. We'll give you just enough that you don't revolt against us.
Exactly.
Well,
and it takes away any self-reliance or anybody being able to be self-reliant whenever you've got somebody saying, oh no, we're here to help you. And that's all they're doing is they're helping them just enough to keep them, a little bit of food in their stomach, a little bit of clothing on their back. And God forbid if they have any children or offspring, well, either we're going to fund you or we're going to send you over to Planned Parenthood to make sure that, we get rid of you. We don't want your population here. It's easier to get someone from a poorer country. And if they start breeding, then, we can get rid of those too.
Well, they're doing the jobs that Americans won't do. No, Americans will do the damn jobs. They will do the jobs.
But they also will do it for a fair wage.
They'll do it. You got to pay Americans above the damn table. You can't pay them cash under the table and cut out the tax revenue to the governments.
Exactly. That
you get
everybody
caught.
else has
That's
to
where,
pick
to me, you had federal law that required the whole E-Verify, all that. You hire an illegal knowingly, and you don't do the checks, we're shutting your ass down. $1 million fine every time. I don't care. It's something to punish these companies.
That's what we want.
And if they commit a crime and they're your employee and you didn't do verification, then we're going to hold you responsible too. Shut it down real fast if you require verification of status.
But oh no,
and just seriously punish companies for violating it.
And there was, my grandfather came, grandfather on my father's side, he came across through Ellis Island.
Yep.
In
I
the
had family that did
1900s,
too.
the early 1900s. And so for him, he would never be able to be an American citizen. I mean, he would be an American citizen, but he couldn't run for office. That would never happen.
Well, we did the whole thing on my family ancestry coming to America.
Exactly.
They were paid half of what blacks were paid.
Oh yeah, because they were less than.
They were dirty. They were not of pure blood in European ancestry, because they were too close to another continent and mixed. Allegedly, they're not pure.
Yeah. Yep.
So they're less than. It's just awful.
It is, and that's.
But my family came through the right way. I had one side of my dad's family came through Ellis Island, the other side came through New Orleans. They came the right way.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I mean his name was put on a register along with his father and mother, and that's how he was able to make it in at the age of 2?
Yeah, they're on the census. They served in the world wars.
Yes.
They busted their ass.
Died for this country, and like
now,
this is
maybe they may have had ties to the mob, but
well, yeah.
But think about it. When the mob ran some of New York, look at how much different it is now that the mafia is not running some of New York City.
Exactly.
You cleaned them out, and look how bad it's gotten. Can't say not condoning what they did, but facts speak for themselves.
Yeah. Good to see you, Captain Z. Welcome. Make sure that you're subbed in and all that neat kind of stuff. And also good to see you, Cool Gamer. Glad you could make it. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, I mean, this guy getting up there and the problem is if dude would have not started yelling and started making better points, I think that it would have been more well received. The only problem is
there's no points that mayor could make.
Yeah. It's
he's not going to change his sanctuary city status.
Nope, not a bit.
So that would be the only thing. Okay, well, we're no longer a sanctuary city. We are coordinating with federal authorities to remove all of them from the city.
Yeah.
And if you come here, you're not welcome here. Illegal, you're not welcome here. We will send you to the ICE. We'll refer you over.
That does not matter to them. That does not matter to them at all. And that's the sad part about this.
No. The politicians are getting stuff that they're getting a little bit in the back pocket from these big organizations.
Yeah.
These narratives and allow this shit to happen. They are intentionally flooding these people in, and many of them are military-aged males. These are not intact families that are coming across. Many of the minors coming across are unaccompanied. They're not related to the people coming across the border with them.
Yeah. It's just
ridiculous.
It is so ridiculous. And I wanted to find something here that someone had posted about this young lady. And someone had done. Here it is. Here it is. And I may get in trouble for the music, but at this point, we're really. So this is.
You're smiling at your phone because you have that plan. just knew I was going to be behind my face when I looked at you. Oh my god. Oh my god. Hey kids, this is your mom and her college roommate that she talks about all the time. Auntie Lakin, TT Lakin. TT Lakin. I mean she. We're wearing matching tops. Got a little. Oh my gosh, wait, white, blue. Okay.
Yeah, that's the girl.
It's Biden's America. That's what happens.
So, that's where, this young girl is completely snuffed out of existence. And then of course you got the mayor that comes in and says, "Oh, what about how nice we need to be to these illegals that are,
What a political party is that Athens mayor?
yeah."
As if I had to ask.
You don't have to ask. Trust me, you don't have to ask at all.
Trust me, people. That's what you get when you vote for that party. They want these types of people coming in. This is what you get. They don't care about Americans. They don't care about women. They don't care about minorities. They really don't. Look at what they're doing with, they don't give a shit about women. Look what they're doing, all this gender shit.
Yeah.
Letting men compete in sports. Now, men are apparently now the best women too. So they win everything. You have no Title IX doesn't mean shit to them. They don't care. They don't care about your safety. They don't care about anything. Vote Democrat because that's what if you want more of this. It's only going to get worse.
And people like the AP don't make it much better. I don't know if you heard.
Because they're ones that are pushing these narratives too. Those people they hate the founding of this country. They hate this country and what it stands for.
Yes,
and they have for the last 200 years. It used to be an insult to be called a Democrat back in the founding. If you were called a Democrat, it was insulting because you bow to the whims of the majority and the masses. That you had no real republic principles.
Well, and this is what I was talking about earlier. Because and even the way that they word things in these, because this is for Trump and Biden going down to the border today, and it's like, so, here's what it says. The talks looked promising for a while, but Trump, who didn't want to give Biden a political win on one of his signature campaign, it's just like, oh, Donald Trump and his MAGA Republican friends. Biden said earlier this month. White House press secretary Catherine Jean-Pierre retard said president would meet with the U.S. Customs border officials. Oh, wow, he's been there. What? This will be the second time in a year. Out of his entire time that he's been in politics, this will be the second time that he's visited the border.
Yeah.
It wasn't important to him before.
Well, no.
The Biden administration.
He's a MAGA Republican. Yeah, well, you know what? Which one would you rather have? Somebody who is at least going to attempt to put Americans first, or someone who's going to put other nations, other nationalities, and illegals, and people who really don't give a shit about this country first? They don't care about what we stand for. Else they wouldn't come here. They wouldn't come here and wave their damn nation's flags all over the place.
Yeah,
they'd have American flags. They'd be waving American flags. Thank God for America. I can be free.
Yep.
No, they're not assimilating into our society.
No. And of course, one of those include reviving and see. Of course, they say this here. Some of those include reviving, expanding his controversial travel ban, imposing ideological screenings for migrants, terminating all work permits, and cutting off funding for shelter and transportation for people who are in the country illegally. It is also likely to bring up the killing of a 22-year-old nursing student. Of course, you know the AP couldn't name who that person is.
Well, no, they can name it, and they will hide the identity of the perpetrator as long as they possibly can.
No,
in any of these crimes, whether it's an immigrant or another minority, they will hide that.
And you notice that they call him a Venezuelan migrant, but they don't ever once call him a Venezuelan illegal immigrant.
Well, no, it's not. They're not going to do that. Oh no.
Trump claims
you see soft turds. No, he's here illegally.
No, he's here illegally. Yeah, and Wolfram has it right. Yet Americans are going to prison for being merely accused of unaliving a body with no body and no evidence of involvement. Thank you. That's exactly what is happening right there. It's just it's so just sickening that these people have no idea. It's like they're completely clueless and they only spit out the same.
Then it's only going to get worse. It's an election year. It's only going to get worse.
Yes. And of course, then you get yelling. This info right here.
Oh, fuck her.
That wants to basically take money that's in the EU countries, Russia's money, and that's been seized, and spend it on giving it to Ukraine to the tune of $300 billion in frozen Russian central bank assets and using them for Ukraine's long-term reconstruction. But from what I understand, in Ukraine, they only lost 31,000 troops, and the Russians have lost hundreds of thousands.
Thought they were winning.
That's what it sounds like to me. I mean, they could have this finished by the end of the year because they're so damn powerful, without any help.
Yeah, well, they're a bunch of damn Yahtzees.
Yes,
they are. They didn't just disappear after the Second World War. They disseminated out there and they're in our government, and we're funding money back. They came and look at our space program. We owe to a lot of them.
Exactly. Exactly.
we owe our space, our prowess to a lot of them.
Yes.
Now they defected, but still they were, members of that party.
Yeah, if you want any idea of what these people need to cross across just to get from here to Venezuela, there you go, right there. That's what you have to cross to get all the way from Venezuela.
It's the damn Rocky. It's the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah, and you're telling me that they're absolutely fine. I mean, Jeffrey Dahmer not Jeffrey Dahmer. The Dahmer party had better transportation than these supposed, migrants. These people that are looking for sanctuary. Look, there's plenty of mountains, plenty of food right here. Why aren't you stopping here and setting up camp? Why are you driving? So in Mexico City, suspected illegal loggers shot and killed 3 forest rangers on patrol and wounded a 4th in central Mexico near the slopes of this volcano. Police in the central state of Puebla, east of Mexico City, said late Sunday that the killings took place earlier in the day. The wounded man was being treated at a hospital. 4 men were carrying out the duties of forest rangers, and they were shot. Because Mexico has no national forest service, farmers from local communal farms often take up patrolling to protect their community's forests, combat forest fires, and logging. These attackers are presumed to be illegal loggers, according to the police statement, and search was underway for them. Loggers have targeted the forest's lower slopes of this volcano, which is not far from the still active volcano. I'm not even going to try to pronounce those. Last year, Mexican researcher and environmentalist was hacked to death in an environmental education center where he worked. Colleagues said that the slaying appeared to be a retaliation for his work defending forests and water resources in the mountains that ring Mexico City. I mean, and these are the people that will be come traveling here to the United States.
Yep.
And there's a reason why they want to send them. It's just so heartbreaking that they can sit there and say, hey, you know, well, let's just send these people off to the U.S. Like, why? Stop right there. You crossed the border.
Yeah,
You made
well,
it safe.
because they get counted in the census, which I don't agree with. But they get those people. They have to let them in because states like California have been bleeding American population for years, and they're losing congressional seats. They can't afford that, so they're bringing these people in. It's all about votes.
Yep.
And then once they have the right votes, then we'll give them amnesty. And then all of a sudden you've got 20 million more Democrat voters.
Yep.
And the whole time they're nothing but a drain on our resources.
And that's the beauty of all of this. It just becomes insanity at its worst. And now let's show something happier. This is a fun one right here. There we go. I don't know if you've seen this, but this is damn hilarious.
I'm so.
I heard about this.
Okay, just
I didn't see it.
downright motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
Today, I had to come up. Here at fucking 11 o'clock in the afternoon. That's prime time.
11 in the afternoon.
That's prime.
Yeah, she's OnlyFans.
Well, yeah, I know, but 11 in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little light outside for it to be 11 in the afternoon.
Well, 11 in the morning. It's not afternoon. It's morning.
I know. I know. It's 11 in the afternoon. It would be dark outside.
Yeah, exactly.
Time. If you know what I mean. But listen. So that's partly why I'm cranky, but I'm cranky because my child is 10. I had to come up to the school and I had to pick him up. Why? Why did I have to fucking pick this kid up? I had to pick this kid up because he's a man, okay?
Oh, come on now, Eris. Don't make fun of her. It's not her fault that she needs to, that she was such beautiful with beautiful blonde hair that she
only one way to really know.
I mean, she does dye her roots brown. Well, she probably keeps it nice and clean shaven. That's sort of her MO, isn't it?
He's a little man and he's got a weak ass stomach like fucking most men do. And so somebody busted ass in the library. He threw up not one time, not two times, but 3 times in the library. Literally the nurse calls and she's like, "You're gonna have to."
And you heard what she said about busted ass. Some kid farted and he threw up.
Come pick up your son because he just vomited 3 times in the library, like Exorcist style, all over the place. Why? He's not even sick. Some kid farted next to him and he said that it made his stomach feel bad.
Okay, well.
So I have to interrupt my day because some kid's got a rank asshole. That's a new kind of block.
Well, at least he doesn't wear a butt plug.
What? That's some bullshit. And I was like, does he have to pick her up? Like, can it be like an hour? Can we like work something out? And he was like, He needs to be picked up immediately because he threw
I'm
up.
sure you can work something out.
He threw up because he has a weak stomach. What about the kid who busted ass so fucking bad that he cleared out an entire goddamn library? That seems like a problem. He seems like he should get some medical attention. Not my kid. Not my kid who's just got a weak stomach. Damn. It's not. I'm gonna Kool-Aid man through the side of a wall today. That's what I'm gonna do. Yep, I'm gonna do because I'm pent up and I got a lot of aggression.
That ain't what you're gonna be doing. Somebody's gonna be Kool-Aid manning into her.
I'm sure that they will be. That killed me when I saw that. I was like, oh my gosh. this poor girl.
Yeah, she's an OnlyFans mom.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
I'm sure she could work something out. She could have worked something out with them.
Oh, yeah. I guarantee she could have worked something out.
Old Forrest Gump mom style, you know.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, she's OnlyFans. Teacher's Lounge free. OnlyFans passes. Love these moms who hate their kids so much. Oh, yeah. Dealing with this level of stupidity is amazing. To be very,
He's just 10. Wait till he hits high school, and it's gonna be much worse for that kid.
Oh God, yeah. Especially whenever
because of his mom. His mom is ruining that kid's life,
and she is totally clueless to it until it actually happens. Then it's gonna be like, oh, I don't understand why my kid comes home because all of his friends have pictures of me whenever I was young. I didn't know any better. Why?
She'll still be doing it.
Will she? You think? You think? I don't think she will. I don't see her doing it. You know, once he's in high school. Because
I don't know.
I mean, I think that she will. She will be doing other things because that's how she is. You know, she'll have moved on to bigger, better things.
I don't know if it'd be better, but it'd probably be bigger.
Well, yeah. I mean, by the time he's in high school, OnlyFans will probably be gone.
I don't know. He's 10. He's 10. That's just 4 years. You start as a freshman, you're 14. So.
Oh Jesus! I always forget about that. This kid will change genders by the time he's 15.
Yeah.
Possibly. Probably. Mom will probably help him. You know, either that or he'll be with one of his teachers.
Well, I mean, I won't be upset about that, but give the kid a medal.
Give the kid a medal.
Yeah.
I'm only doing what Mom taught me.
Exactly. So he's learning from an expert. So I guess I don't know. I haven't seen it, so she may just lay there.
Well, I don't know. What, like a starfish?
She could be a star. She could just be a starfish. A flopping starfish.
Flopping starfish. Oh my God.
Of course, flopping may be too much movement for her. She may literally just lay there and do nothing.
Yeah, there is that possibility.
Be watching reruns of his mom's.
Well, it's you men that pay for the starfishes too. No. She is.
I know damn starfish.
Just eat the beef.
Screw that.
No one likes dead luck. Broken Baker, good to see you, brother.
Eating the starfish comment. Hey, you started it in chat this morning, Baker.
He did.
You started with the flopping starfish comment.
He totally did. Let's finish out this story right here about San Francisco. How it cost them millions.
Would not do business with any entity in that state. San Francisco had a ban on doing business with 30 states that had laws that undermined LGBTQ and voting rights.
Somebody's undermining voting rights. What, requiring an ID so we know who the hell you are?
Yep.
And it costs nothing to get. If you have financial issues, you can get one for free in every damn state.
Isn't that weird how that works?
Because you need one to go to the damn bank. You need one to go to the damn airport. You want to do a whole lot of other shit. You need an ID, but to vote, no, can't do that.
No, you. Let's put it this way: voting rights are only for American citizens. Ooh, how isn't that a novel thought?
And that's something that the city that in New York, the New York courts just upheld too.
And guess what? Gays have the same rights that, as long as they're Americans, that every other American has. What are you saying?
Some of them are getting more rights.
Well, that would be illegal now, wouldn't it, to have more rights?
Well, because I certainly can't walk into a women's restroom.
Well, you can if you just say that you're a little 5-year-old girl. You totally do it. Come on. No one has gay rights. Exactly.
As well as blocking abortion.
And access to killing children. I love it. So these are like all of the things that I am so against. That there's something called gay rights, that there's something called voting rights, and that there's access to killing children. I love it.
Abortion access. It was those states against San Francisco, and that eventually became too costly for city government.
Wait
they
a
don't
second.
give a shit about what it costs. It makes them feel good.
You tell me you can't walk around in New York City. But a trans can. But a trans can.
A trans can.
There's no such thing as gay rights. Exactly. Granted, I am better endowed than your itty bitty fake titty committee. Yeah. Hey, that's and probably more.
Yeah. Well, no, I have to say facts, not in evidence, but.
Yes.
We'll take it your word.
Hey, no. Bras are prison. Exactly. The gays don't have any more or less rights than anyone else. Yes. It says, "Oh, shut it."
You're making claims.
Yes. We don't have any proof of this in evidence. So.
Noe Valley bathroom is not a one-off case. That's a problem that is
Did you even know? I just noticed something that I hadn't spotted. But as this rolls in, it's the Ukraine flag. Watch whenever the little name rolls in, it's a Ukraine flag.
Government.
The Noe Valley bathroom is not.
Amazing.
A one-off case. That's a problem that is replicated throughout our city government.
He's got his little special flag there behind him on the shelf.
Oh, yeah.
From where we historically bought toilet paper, these market players are smart enough to know that they had a captive audience and they could raise their prices.
It's economics 101. Competition results in lower prices.
Yeah.
Also, because of the ban, public employees were not allowed to travel to one of those 30 states to potentially lure companies to bring business back to San Francisco.
But they have their happy flag up here. Look, they got their flag.
City tried to get around
over this.
In typical Democrat fashion, that there's no rationality and logic to it. It makes them feel good.
Exactly.
It's virtue signaling. It's a bunch of bullshit, and they pull the wool over people's eyes that they care. No, they don't give a shit.
No. Hey,
they don't give a shit.
Don't you be quoting Baldo Gagger to me, Farrell? Good to see you, Farrell.
Founded by granting waivers, and between July 2021 and 2022, 35 city departments approved a total of 538 waivers. The problem there, even the process of granting waivers was costing the city more money. in added staff and paperwork. In one case, the Recreation and Parks Department had to get a waiver to do business with a local LGBTQ vendor who had recently been acquired, you guessed it, by another company in one of those 30 banned states.
Because of that, we couldn't use her services until we got a special dispensation, which took a really long time.
Oh, special dispensation. What is this, the fucking Catholic Church now?
Exactly. It's a religion.
Special
for these
dispensation.
That's what I keep saying is this: the Democrats have turned the government into a religion. I mean, whenever
it's
they
a lot of
that,
these things are a religion now. It's not.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Government is their church.
The dogma is their canon. It's just like, good Lord.
For us and for her.
Time is money, and a report by the budget and legislative analysts found that while it is difficult to measure how the city's contracting costs have been affected by the legislation, researchers have found that full and open competition for contracts can result in savings up to 20%. After that report, San Francisco finally cried uncle. And last April, the Board of Supervisors voted to get rid of the ban. Instead,
And then
San
last
Francisco
April, and
government...
it's just now coming out.
Oh, exactly.
They swept that under the rug. Oh, we can't let everybody know.
Yeah, exactly.
That was
now allowed itself to do business with any individual company that aligns with its values.
Then we'll do business with that company regardless of where it's located.
They're doing the same fucking thing.
They still can't do it. And they can't place for. I mean, that is protected First Amendment speech. If they don't, you can't discriminate against that.
Wasn't there some cake company that said we're not going to make a cake for you because you're gay? Oh yeah. No, they said no, we're not making that kind of cake. Is what they said. So they're basically doing the same discrimination. The cake company said you can't do it.
Now Farrell's opening up her mouth.
Oh, screw these boys. Well,
better step up or step out.
Exactly. What do you got to say? Come on, Farrell.
And so we had to adjust the law because San Francisco was getting hurt at some point.
Though the city lifted some of the restrictions on who they do business with, it still has a long list of conditions and requirements that companies, industries, states, and even countries must follow in order to do business with San Francisco. Up to now, only one city department has been given a reprieve to operate outside of some of those rules: the Department of Homelessness and Supportive Housing.
Department of Homelessness and Supported Housing. Sorry.
For the residentially challenged.
Like, oh, we'll screw the vets. But we'll create this whole department for homelessness. Oh, but there's some veterans that are homeless. Well, they wouldn't be homeless if you take fucking care of them.
Oh, they're not going to help them because they're not going to be part of the Rainbow Coalition.
Exactly. It's much better to help these people that are on fentanyl and drooping.
And it's not the same Rainbow Coalition as that other group.
No.
The Reverend Jesse Jackson.
Oh, by the way, today, and just in case you folks don't know, is the last day of Black History Month. And then I get to spend the next 365 days being white instead of 366.
Well,
that's how they've been allowed to expedite.
It's funny that they give them the shortest month too, which is kind of sad. When is White History Month?
Well, according to them, every day is White History Month. It's just like, I don't know. It makes no sense to me. It's just like, who cares? I mean, yeah, recognize that certain people have not had like the best of times, but get over it. It's 2023, and if you're telling me that nothing has changed in the past several hundred years in our country that, oh, geez Christ. Well, it's compensate because they're longer somewhere else. I don't know what you're talking about. Long at the tooth? Oh, come on. No starfish is found there.
of shelters and housing.
It saves us at least 3 months on every project that we open.
Emily Cohen, she's from the Department of Homelessness and Supportive Housing. But you notice where she's at? You don't see her down there hanging out with the homeless people.
Oh, hell no. They're not bringing. She's not going to offer to help house them at her place.
Oh, fuck no. I guarantee
But
you.
they'll expect before you know it, they'll be expecting their local residents to take in illegals and house illegals. They're doing it already up in the Northeast.
You need Italian, Romanian, Irish, German, Persian history month.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, where's my Italian history month? We did a lot of damn building in this country.
And she looks like yeah.
And has allowed us to be nimble and take advantage of opportunities to open new projects and spend the resources that the public has
Spend the
entrusted us
resources.
with.
Yeah, it's about money. We got to spend that money.
Exactly.
What else are we going to do? We have to spend the money.
Yeah.
We won't get it next year if we don't spend it now.
Exactly. Imagine your job security takes people being homeless. Exactly. As if they're not homeless, you don't have a job. Go figure.
For a 5-year extension of its streamlining process to circumvent the still lengthy list of off-limit places and vendors, except that it's getting some pushback from a few in city government. If the extension is not granted, projects like the proposed 60 tiny home cabins on Gerald Avenue
60 tiny homes on Gerald Avenue. Oh, and you notice, oh God, they really did a number on this. Like, these are all graffitied out, and I'm sure they came in and cleaned that up before they did this filming.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
and a youth supportive housing building at 42 Otis will be delayed.
Department of Homelessness Opportunity Housing no earlier than September 2023. 2023? Jesus Christ.
I am comfortable with the legislation as they...
Supervisor Raphael Mandelman calls it the molasses of city government.
I don't think we're actually advancing our social policy goals one bit.
Oh, those little flag over here in the corner.
That's what I said. He's got his little special flag there in the background.
Oh, he's special.
And in fact, we're holding them back to the extent that we make San Francisco, this great blue progressive city, look like a basket case that can't get anything done.
But it does. That's the thing. It is the progressive city. They don't get anything done. They're designed not to get anything done.
Because they got to pack their shit first. They can't get anywhere.
Exactly. It's hard to walk with that Baldo in your ass. Just saying.
So just this week, the health department became.
That's why lesbians get places faster. They leave lickety split.
God damn it. It's so bad.
The second city department allowed to circumvent the lengthy contracting process so that it can purchase beds for those with mental health and substance use disorders, because the city had to do all those.
So you need beds for mental disorders.
Unless they're veterans, then they're not going to help them.
No. No. And then they also failed to recognize that, people that chop parts of their body off might not have a mental disorder. No, that's not a mental disorder. They're just living their best life. Jesus Christ.
Only because, it's been a mental disorder all the way up until the latest DSM, only because they forced that change for a damn narrative.
Those checks and balances.
Yes.
San Francisco was losing out to other cities and counties when it came to purchasing beds. Now, Mayor Breed had to introduce that legislation, and the Board of Supervisors had to approve it on Tuesday. Can we say the word cumbersome?
Yeah. Just the look on her face. Looks like she's going, I guess my policies really suck.
Yeah.
It's like that.
No, they'll never admit their policies suck. They just didn't implement it properly. They didn't have enough money. They didn't do it right. That's why so they just didn't do the right kind of socialism and communism.
Exactly.
They didn't do it right.
And this girl right here, she's not really one damn bit worried about it, except whenever she walks out of her home and finds out that, there's homeless people sleeping in front of it. And
they'll remove their asses.
Exactly. Yep. They do not want to have anybody around them. It's not convenient. If it's not convenient for them, well, then it's just, it's the inconvenience of it all.
Well, Wolfram, she looks like she's constipated. They always have a stick up their ass. That's how these people are.
Exactly.
And they can't take a joke either, so you can't make fun of them. They get really offended if you make fun of them.
Yes, that is the biggest part about these guys. It's just like, yeah, we can't understand why everything's so screwy, but let's go ahead and make it happen, because that's what we do. Like, it's insane to me.
Exactly, Schoenberg. Of course, the cost of living's so damn high there. I don't know how they don't have even more homeless.
Yeah, it is amazing to me. Oh my gosh.
The world is your toilet there.
That's insane. Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading something off to the side here. I love how journalists cheer on the mob until the mob is all up in their ass, and they say, "Hello, police."
Yeah.
True. Very true.
Well, it sucks because, let's say my wife's from California, and she's from Southern California. It's just, she'll fight you. It's completely different from Northern California. Don't mix the two. Yes. Even basically, she's like LA and Orange County. They're very different. Even though they're flooding illegals into Orange County to change that demographic too.
Oh, yeah. Because
she's like, it's changing. She doesn't follow that. She doesn't realize it's changed in Orange County. But she grew up as very conservative.
Oh yeah, Orange County's
been It's Republican. It's like, yeah, but they're getting outnumbered now.
Yes.
These other groups.
Yeah, it's amazing how the conservative places, everybody goes, oh my gosh, this is such a wonderful place. It's so peaceful. And as soon as they move there, they want to change all the policies.
Yeah, they bring their politics with them.
You've got to let our children, chop parts of their bodies off. And we don't understand why you want to,
why they're going and shooting up schools.
Yeah. Oh, well, geez, man. Well, how about this? We say that, there's a certain kind of people that we don't want to have here. And I'm not talking about any sort of black or illegals or anything like that, or Hispanic or any of that kind of stuff. That's not what I'm saying. We don't want to have people here that don't align with our policies. We want people to integrate to what our policies are. That's what welcoming is. Like these people that think, oh, how does it make you feel whenever you see a woman with a firearm? It's like, okay, who cares? Like, does it really matter who's carrying a firearm? Does it matter to me? No.
You're all going to need to be carrying firearms soon. You're going to need your self-defense.
Well, but not according to Biden, because they have F-16s.
These types in, they don't care about you. They'll turn into South Africa where 1 in 4 women are assaulted in their lifetime at least once.
And the worst part about this is nobody will stand up for those women.
I had a professor in college, an undergrad. She was a history professor, and she did like some studies in South Africa, and she's like, she was scared when she went to Cape Town, and she was like, the nickname there, it's Grape Town is the nickname for that city, and so she had to have protection everywhere she went because it's rampant, and this was 20 years ago, and it's only gotten magnitudes worse.
Oh yeah. Now if you're of a certain color, then you are automatically like on a hit list. They'll just kill you. Yeah. They don't care. Like and it's condoned by their government. Hey, Miss K. Griff, good to see you.
Well, yeah, it's being pushed by their government.
Yes.
And if the UN gave a shit, the moment that leader, their leader, their president or whatever it was made those statements. Data said, you're done. No, done. We're cutting off. You get no fund. We're going to come in and straighten you out. But of course, you didn't give a shit about that.
No, they don't.
And they want to destroy Western society. And what better way than to take out a certain
It is. It is. I mean, and whenever that doesn't work, then you bring your bad policies to another place. Because once you've destroyed everything around you, well, you don't want to be there. Like, why would I want to stay there? Shoot, we've got it where it's $15 an hour, working at a drive-through at McDonald's. We can't understand why our burgers cost so damn much. Yeah. I mean, it's $15 for a freaking burger. You've got
and why they still can't get their orders right.
Well, you're not hiring the best and the brightest. You're hiring the one that's going to get paid the least.
Which is why they want the cheap labor.
Exactly. It's like, I'm not just rude intentionally. No. Internationally, maybe, but not intentionally. No, we love Eris. She's awesome. She's been very helpful in getting me Discord set up, and I'm hoping this weekend that I can open up Discord and let people in. I'm sort of holding off because Friday I may not be doing a stream tomorrow because we've got demolition coming in this little area where I'm at, and so I'm going to probably be working from upstairs, like towards the end of the night, maybe early in the morning. I may be moving my whole setup up there, which just puts me off of doing any sort of streaming. So we will see. But I may be able to just bring the laptop down here, like for the weekend kind of thing, and be able to set up. But doing it upstairs is a little more difficult because I tend to be really loud. My wife's like, "Shut up! I'm trying to get some sleep."
Yeah. Mine just sends texts. It's like, "Shut up, bro."
Maybe. Oh, I know what I could do. I could go out like on the sun porch and sit out there.
You can hang out in your cool little swing chair thing that you got.
Swing bed, yeah.
Yeah, swing bed.
Get my tripod set up and do some OnlyFans stuff. I do have an OnlyFans channel too. There's lots of pussy on there. Oh, I'm so bad. I don't post that one. I don't post that link up there. I guess I should. But then I would have to do something for it, Oh, good Lord Almighty. Yes, Shizzy has an OnlyFans. Eris.
Just make you a link tree.
I should put it in there. But then that's what I'm saying. Then I have to create content for it if I put it up there. Put like in a subscription for OnlyFans. Where I'll just talk ASMR. Just soft, gentle dose tones. Shizzy Whiz Night. Oh, I've been working and lurking. Good to see you, Zach. Glad you can make it. It's crazy. Jesse John Cena has OnlyFans.
What are you going to see? Just a blank page? I mean,
I don't. On mine, you'll see pussy. That's it. That's all I have up there right now. Serious. Like it's almost as cute as what you're holding in your arms, in your avatar there.
Well, show Bird, if it's parody, I guess it should be okay.
Yeah.
Your dick pics and just have pictures of people named Dick.
It's actually worth taking a look. That's awesome. Oh, yes. All right. Well, you guys, I'm going to be sending you over to Moe's today.
Let's go crash Moe's party too.
Exactly.
Not that we get links for it, but we don't get links to be on our channel or panel, but just crash it. Of course, I'm driving, so I can't text. This is much easier to talk.
Well, if she gave us links, she would never get done because we'd start so much shit over there.
There you go, Eris. I don't know about feet pics, but
well, like some pig's feet and some cow's feet.
Yeah, chicken feet, pig's feet, some horse hooves.
That's what I said. So yeah, some undead feet pics. That would be awesome. Sean's like, Eris, no. Eris, ooh. Hey, Scott McKay. Sorry that you're late getting in here. We're getting ready to fire this thing off. Send you guys over to go see the wonderful.
Farrell's got to put Baker's gym pics in.
I love it. You guys are awesome. Thank you, MG, for coming in and joining me this morning. It was definitely a good derailing. I enjoyed it so much. And everybody, be good to each other and have a wonderful last day of Black History Month. And we will see you tomorrow whenever you get to be white again.
Yeah, they get 28 days, but every 4th year we'll give them just a little bit more.
And an election. So, peace, y'all.